Got a giant hole to fill in there. Look at that. Look at that pig. I take my time. He doesn't want to really stay in there. It's so round. It's got to go over to the rock pile there, but I don't have the bucket to fill in that hole. So whenever I'll probably haul a load of slew bales here sometime, and yeah, I'll just scrape some dirt here and bury the hole. Plus, I'll disc over it a few times too back there, just to get it to fill in a little bit initially, in case don't get to it right away. So yeah, I got a handful of rocks to dig out. What I'm gonna kind of do for a couple hours here, just where I mental note of some rocks where they're at. So some of the soybean fields. Well, I think that's the new biggest rock on that rock pile now. So it's bigger than the other ones there. Jeez, dude, man. I think my brother tried digging them out when I first started renting this, because we had to dig a few out on that. It's like just a little tiny riser, not much really, but there's some rocks down in this low spot. There's rocks in here, and in places where I'm mowing around with the bar mowers by the cattails, there's a handful of rocks. Right, I know where they're at, just can't dig them out with anything because it's too soft to get in there. But I think he had the bobcat here one time, tried digging it out a few years ago, but too big. It explains a lot. Man, there ain't much this little rock digger. It ain't much to it up there, but it's pretty effective though for driving around with the pail. Instead of driving around with the excavator, if you got a handful of rocks here and there, you don't have to drag an excavator to try to get it out, and just go over with this thing. Kind of expensive, this little thing for this, but it's heavy though. It's a MDS brand. So jumping around the other side of the highway here now, I gotta go back here a ways to another dip, low spot. A couple big rocks sticking out that I want to get out. Yeah, I haven't really had a chance to use this payloader a whole lot. Yeah, I have to use it most of the time. But yeah, it was initially before, like I was talking about with the a lot of slop in the quick attach system there. That's just on the bucket. The rock digger here and the pallet forks, there's no slop at all. It's solid in all connections there. So something with that bucket just is slightly off. I do kind of miss the old payloader. It just, I don't know, it seems it's less busy. It's just simpler. But this thing definitely rides way smoother, better seat. Like you are way more comfortable in here. There's zero comparison driving around in this thing. Definitely tell a little more power too. There's quite a bit more power, both engine and hydraulic. But yeah, it's kind of got some regrets. Maybe he should have taken. There was a 544 we were looking at instead. Was it a 544K? It was a 544K2. I forget what it was again. Less hours too. I mean, it would have been similar weight. Would have been to our old payloader. This one's probably like, I don't know, 3,000 or 4,000 pounds heavier. This payloader, plus like, I don't know, 50 more horsepower on this thing. So those 500 would probably been more on par, similar to our old payloader. But just ended up going with the 624 instead. Just, yeah, it's a little bit bigger. It's going to use a little more fuel, a little more weight carrying around, but hope it means it can do that much more work though when we need it to. For hauling bales, doesn't really, no difference either way, just dragging more weight around. But probably for digging out rocks like this, hauling manure, cleaning trees, and pushing rocks soon too, cleaning up some rock ridges, yeah. Electric power will definitely come in handy. The other thing with stupid DEF crap got stuff. Just hate it. It's like, oh, why do you keep buying new equipment? Well, gotta spend some money somewhere, upgrading stuff, trying to be a little more comfortable too. Usually there's really nothing wrong with the old payloader. It was in good working condition. Like I don't know if I mentioned before, but the guys that took it, they've been really happy with it. It's been their first payloader, and they've been extremely happy with it. They've used it for a lot of corrals, cleaning and hauling manure with it, so it's not like that paler is going to waste. It's another farmer's using it, so I suppose. But it's nice to know that RDO has a service history on this thing, so I think they took care of most of it wherever it was at previously. I think this came from Florida. I think it did. I don't remember. Or was it Texas? It's somewhere down there it came from. So. Oh yeah, I gotta go on that prairie here too. That's right. I want to get a couple of those rocks out too. Yeah. Probably gonna leave holes behind. I'll have to get those holes cleaned up, but I figure on that time comes, it's gonna be kind of hard to do this one-handed here. Oh, here the reversing fan just kicked in. Thing's loud. I think that's it right up here actually. Oh yeah, there's a couple here. Yeah, there's one here. I see there's a hump up ahead there too. Just a rocky area here. Hard to do this one hand, but yeah, basically find the rock. Get pretty good visibility there. Oh, that's kind of a bigger rock here. A bigger rock. I gotta get down sooner. Gotta start digging underneath, nice and easy. Oh, hit it. Oh, he moved. He did move. I did see it. He moved. If I could use my steering wheel, I'd probably have it out by now. Yeah, pretty good visibility down there. Yeah, pretty good size rock. Oh, wow, what a pig. Yeah, he's big enough. Big enough. Just lined up again here, and I'll fish them out here now. I say pretty good. That's one thing with this paler. This paler's got a lot more visibility too. It's better designed too versus the old one. And voila, he's out. I don't know if I can grab him from here. I don't know. Left him or not? I don't know if I have him or not. Oh, nope, I got him. I got him. Nice. Ugly pig. There's little rocks to dig out here. I'll just pick them up by hand. I gotta come back with the UTV anyways on another place, another field. I got a couple small rocks to pick up, so the big rocks I can just carry with this thing. And that's why this rock pile's still here yet. There's big boulders here. That's why that hill isn't broken up at all. There's a lot of rocks. I think it was farmed at one point before many years ago, but there's a couple rock piles there, but it's just way too many. So I'm gonna get back to work here and yeah, get some rocks dug out here. But enough screwing around for the day there, so heading home. A lot of those rocks I dug out over here where I was at first off. I just gotta go down with the skid steer and yeah, fill in holes. They were like 80% of them that I dug out, just huge, humongous. So, oh, these up here weren't as bad. There was just a handful up here that I got. I just used the digger here, kind of back drag a little bit to pull a little dirt back, and then I sometimes would push a little bit then with it, just to kind of going the good way with the field, so I don't hit a bump going this way or something like that, perpendicular. So, but yeah, so I'll have to fill in some holes there. See, a lot of them, they're just huge, unbelievable. So, yeah, I suppose. Yep, burning fuel. Kind of fun using this thing, digging rocks out. Kind of fun. I'm finally getting around to doing some disking here. Some places kind of getting, a couple of the sloughs, and some places just kind of just looking for ruts and whatnot. Just compaction. It's been so wet every spring. So plus it's pretty slimy and sticky, and from that moisture we had, the snow and the rain we had 3/4 inch of total moisture, and not a whole lot of sun, really. So I mean, really, a lot of these sloughs I disced back in 2021. So I pretty much got most of them smooth and haven't really gotten far in them with equipment really since. So this is more or less where I have been seeding up to, where it's been always sticky and slimy, causing ruts, compaction, poor performance from the crop because it's just so wet here. It's at that line here, and so just try to do what I can, kind of picking and choosing. I got some rock, dug out those rocks back there, want to go over and kind of cover them up a little bit. So I did come over here with the bobcat and kind of filled in most of the holes, but got to go over the top of the disc just to kind of smooth it out a little bit. So yeah, I mean, there is zero dust back here, zero. There's nothing. And I guess looking for badger holes too, I suppose. Some of the soybean fields, they're a lot easier to see. It's crazy, the water levels too have still been it's just kind of weird. Like, you go a half mile one direction and it's high water, you go a half mile the other direction, there's no water. It's, I think wherever the aquifer or water table is just at, it's, some places are worse than others. Still want to buy a little 3-point disc to I got to drive around with the little TS or my TS6 tractor and just go find badger holes, cover them up, or one of the nephews can go do that. Just go drive around the field, go have a ball. See, that's better when I can see a sprayer track yet. So kind of drive through here, and when I seed it, pretty much I can kind of tell where there's just more pure flax straw there, and to where you can see there's more kind of slough grass here. Looks different here. See tracks. You know, the crop was pretty light here just because of the being really wet from seeding, and even up ahead here too, just drowned out. And still I can see the drill tracks, the flaxeed tracks, rows going that way. So yeah, the ground is kind of dark here, a little slick. Yeah, you're a little slippery here, slimy, greasy. One of those things I wish we had a high-speed disc instead, but it's just way too much money for the amount we actually need it for. It's way too much money. There's no point. Some year maybe, but we just set this disc just to be you know, shallow, and hey, it does a pretty good job. I think that was in 2021. Yeah, 21 was the last time I seeded through this whole slough here behind me. This whole thing here, I actually seeded through this whole thing here. And the last, you know, 22, 23, and this year, nothing but cattails growing there right now, just too wet. Clean it up in there, just taking the hay off in there. Clean it up pretty easily yet, but different story in the springtime. So I had a heck of a time seeding here again this spring, and spraying was rough. Ooh. Badger holes, aye. This field can be an easy field to contend with, or it can be one of the worst ones, depending on how wet the spring is.